On a quiet Tuesday afternoon, Amaka walked into her in-laws' compound carrying a brown envelope. No escort, no warning, no tears. Her heels clicked steadily against the concrete. Under the veranda, her father-in-law sat reading his newspaper like every other day. Retired, respected, unquestioned. She placed the envelope before him. He adjusted his glasses. Inside was every naira paid as her bride price, counted, documented, transferred with interest. His fingers trembled slightly. "What is this?" he asked. Amaka met his eyes. "I'm returning your son." The newspaper slipped from his hand. And just like that, 12 years cracked open. Amaka had married Chibueze at 26. She was ambitious, sharp, full of opinion. He liked that about her, at first. They built from nothing: one-bedroom apartment, shared dreams, late-night business plans, laughter over Indomie dinners. When his business finally took off, she celebrated louder than anyone. When hers began to grow, something shifted. Subtle, but real. Chibueze never said it directly, but success became territorial. When Amaka spoke confidently at business meetings, he corrected her for clarity. When she won an award, he joked publicly. "She learned from the best," he would say. When she earned more in a particular quarter, he became withdrawn for days. No shouting, just distance. And Amaka, wanting peace, adjusted. She softened her voice, reduced her visibility, stopped sharing certain achievements. Love became negotiation. And she kept negotiating smaller pieces of herself. 3 years into the marriage, Amaka was invited to speak at a Woman in Business conference. It was a big platform. She prepared for weeks. The night before the event, Chibueze said casually, "Are you sure you're ready for something that big? It will be embarrassing if you underperform." It wasn't advice. It was doubt disguised as concern. She went anyways. She delivered brilliantly. Standing ovation. When she came home excited, he was asleep or pretending to be. That night, she celebrated alone in the kitchen. Children notice everything before they understand language. Their son became quieter over the years. Their daughter became apologetic for everything. If she spilled water, she cried excessively. If she answered confidently, she second-guessed herself. One evening, their daughter said, "Mommy, Daddy doesn't like when you talk too much." Amaka felt something sink in her chest. Children were learning hierarchy, not partnership. Chibueze's father ruled his house with composure, never violent, never chaotic, but absolute. His wife spoke softly, rarely interrupted, never challenged him publicly. The women cooked, the men decided. It was not declared, it was absorbed. Amaka realized something painful. Chibueze was not inventing behavior. He was repeating inheritance. 2 years before the envelope, Amaka suggested counseling. Not angrily, not dramatically, just gently. "We're drifting," she said. He laughed. "There is nothing wrong with us. Don't import Western problems into this house." That sentence closed the door on repair. Because now, the issue wasn't behavior. It was denial. Then came the bathroom moment. "Mommy, why do you say sorry when you didn't do anything wrong?" 12 years of minimization replayed in her head. Every time she had said, "I'm sorry." "It's not a big deal. You're right." Her daughter was learning self-erasure in real time. And Amaka realized staying was no longer sacrifice. It was instruction. Amaka is not impulsive. She reviewed culture implications, consulted a quiet elder she trusted, spoke to a lawyer discreetly. Then she calculated the bride price, original amount, traditional gift, ceremony cost, inflation. She added interest, not out of spite, but to remove debate. If she was leaving clean. When the elders gathered, tension was thick. Chibueze entered confidently. He believed this was drama, emotion, temporary rebellion. He spoke first. "I have provided everything. I have been faithful. I have never abused her." Murmurs of agreement. Then Amaka spoke. "You provided money, not partnership." Silence. "You were faithful to marriage, but not to my voice." More silence. "You did not hate me. You just made me smaller." Even the elders shifted in their seats. Because how do you measure that kind of wound? Then the unexpected happened. Her mother-in-law stood up slowly. 40 years in that family, 40 years of soft compliance. I was once like her, she said quietly. Bright, loud, opinionated. She turned to her husband. You loved me, but you trained me. The father-in-law lowered his gaze. For the first time in decades, the generational mirror was exposed. The elders deliberated longer than expected. Finally, the bride price would be accepted. The marriage dissolved culturally. The children remain with Amaka. Chibueze must pursue counseling before any further visitation expansion. It was unprecedented, but culture, when confronted honestly, can evolve. Chibueze did not rage. He collapsed inwards. For the first time, he replayed conversations without defensiveness. He saw moments he thought were harmless. He saw his daughter watching him dismiss her mother. He saw himself becoming his father without questioning it. Growth rarely begins with victory. It begins with loss. A few weeks later, Amaka moved into a new home. Smaller, but breathable. Her daughter laughed louder. Her son asked more questions. And one evening, while helping with homework, her daughter said confidently, I think my answer is correct. Amaka smiled. This time, she did not apologize for taking up space. Now, this is layered. Not just divorce, not just empowerment, but generational psychology, cultural tension, inherited patterns, emotional literacy. If this story stayed with you, please like and subscribe, and remember, choose yourself first.